Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers. Party popper today, we're diving into the fascinating world of United States quarter-dollar coins. The ones that might look ordinary in your pocket, but could actually be worth a fortune. From rare mint errors to limited edition designs, some of these quarters have shocked collectors by selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Money bag. In this video, I'll show you what makes certain quarter-dollar coins valuable, how to identify rare features, and why you should The 1970 United States quarter dollar, carrying the words E pluribus unum and liberty in God we trust, is not just an ordinary coin that jingled in pockets decades ago. It has become one of the most whispered about treasures in the world of numismatics. To most people, it looks like just another Washington quarter, but to collectors and those who know its secrets, this coin is a ticket to unimaginable wealth. Stories of certain 1970 quarters reaching sky-high values have spread like wildfire, making it a symbol of hidden fortune that could be lying unnoticed in someone's drawer, waiting to be discovered. What makes the 1970 quarter so special is not its age alone, but the mystery and rarity surrounding particular versions of it. Some carry minting errors, misstrikes, or special variations that transform them into numismatic gems. These rare coins, in pristine condition or struck with peculiar mistakes, have reached values that seem unreal, numbers so high they could change a person's life overnight. Imagine holding something worth millions in your hand, while all your life you thought it was worth only 25 cents. That kind of revelation is what makes the 1970 quarter so electrifying. The power of this coin lies in its unpredictability. While millions were produced, only a handful emerged with the special characteristics collectors crave. That is why this coin is described as a silent fortune hidden in plain sight. You could stumble across one in an old coin jar, an inherited collection, or even pocket change, and in that moment, destiny itself could change. It is this thrill, this hope, that keeps collectors and dreamers hooked to the legend of the 1970 quarter. For those who chase it, the 1970 quarter is more than a piece of metal. It is a key to status and wealth. Owning such a rarity means joining an elite circle of collectors who treasure not just money but the story behind it. Auctions have seen these coins spark bidding wars where the final price tag defies logic, rising into figures that rival the cost of luxury mansions or exotic supercars. This shows the power of rarity. How something common in appearance becomes priceless when history, error, and demand collide. The engraving in God we trust and liberty only add to the symbolic weight of this coin. It embodies the spirit of America, resilience, and the belief in greater possibilities. But beyond its patriotic aura, the coin hides another promise, the promise of fortune. Every scratch, every detail in the 1970 quarter has been studied by collectors who know that the smallest variation could mean the difference between pocket change and a millionaire's artifact. The legend of the 1970 quarter also teaches us an important lesson. Never underestimate the ordinary. Something so familiar, so easily overlooked, can hold a secret that changes everything. This coin is proof that luck sometimes hides where we least expect it. The idea that a small, everyday object could hold such immense power. The 1982 United States quarter dollar, engraved with E pluribus unum and liberty in God we trust, may seem like just another coin from everyday circulation, but hidden within certain versions of this year's minting lies a fortune that could change lives forever. For decades, collectors have whispered about the mysterious worth of specific 1982 quarters, and over time, their legend has grown into a symbol of unexpected wealth. While the average person might casually spend one, unaware of its significance, experts in numismatics know this coin could secretly be worth millions in today's market. What sets the 1982 quarter apart is not just its date, but the peculiar circumstances of its production. This was a year when the U.S. Mint was changing coinage processes, and subtle variations, errors, and unique strikes slipped into circulation. These rare versions are like hidden gems buried among countless ordinary pieces. For someone who happens to discover one, It is no exaggeration to say that the coin can be the key to unimaginable riches, a piece of metal capable of rewriting destiny overnight. Think about the shock of realizing that what you thought was worth 25 cents could instead fund mansions, luxury cars, or even generational wealth. That's the kind of dream tied to the 1982 quarter. Collectors chase it with feverish passion, scanning every detail under magnifying glasses, searching for mint marks, doubling errors, or pristine, uncirculated quality. These details are what make the difference between pocket change and a millionaire's treasure. It is the thrill of this chase that fuels the legend of this coin. At auctions, the rare 1982 quarter has been known to spark battles of pride and prestige. Collectors with deep pockets will pay astonishing sums just to own one, driving the price far beyond imagination. When a hammer falls, the amounts involved are enough to leave ordinary people speechless. That is the true power of rarity. When history, chance, and collector demand collide, the outcome is wealth on a scale few could predict. The inscriptions on the coin add even more meaning. Words like liberty and in God we trust carry a patriotic and spiritual resonance, reminding owners that this is more than money. It is part of America's identity. But alongside that national pride lies a secret promise, that within this small, circular object lies the power to transform a person's fortune overnight. It is both history and hope pressed into metal. The 1982 quarter also embodies a timeless lesson. Never overlook the ordinary. Millions of people handled this coin without realizing its hidden potential. It could have sat unnoticed in a jar, a wallet, or a dusty drawer, silently holding within it the chance to change everything. That possibility, the idea that wealth hides in plain sight, is what makes this coin so fascinating, so enchanting, and so deeply valuable to collectors and dreamers alike. As years have passed, the coin's reputation has only grown. It is no longer just about its monetary value. It has become a story, a legend told to inspire wonder and possibility. People are drawn to the fantasy of discovering one, of holding in their hand not just a coin, but the key to financial freedom. That dream continues to push collectors into hunts and auctions, making the 1982 quarter one of the most desired pieces of its time. Ultimately, the 1982 United States quarter dollar is not just a relic of American currency. It is a symbol of hidden fortune. For those lucky enough to own the rare variations, it offers not only unimaginable financial gain, but also the thrill of being part of history. So, if you ever come across a 1982 quarter, take a moment to look closely. For within its shine may lie a secret so powerful that it has the ability to change your destiny overnight, proving that sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest fortunes. Do you want me to now turn this into a cinematic YouTube narration script, with dramatic hooks at the start and a suspenseful flow to keep viewers watching until the end? The 1984 United States quarter dollar, shining with the inscriptions E pluribus unum, liberty, and in God we trust, carries a legacy far greater than its humble face value of 25 cents. To the untrained eye, it looks no different than the countless quarters that have passed through wallets, purses, and vending machines over the years. But for collectors and dreamers, this coin represents a hidden treasure, one that could hold unimaginable worth in today's market. Certain rare examples of the 1984 quarter have achieved mythical status, their value climbing into millions, making them capable of changing lives in an instant. The true power of the 1984 quarter lies in its rarity and the unusual circumstances of its minting. Not every coin from this year is extraordinary, but a select few carry unique mint errors, double dies, or flawless preservation that elevate them to legendary status. These variations are so subtle that only a careful, trained eye can spot them. And yet, for those who do, the reward is astonishing. What looks like an ordinary coin in circulation can suddenly reveal itself as a fortune waiting to be discovered. Picture the moment. You empty out a jar of loose change that's been sitting in a drawer for years. Among the nickels and dimes, you find a 1984 quarter. At first, it feels like nothing, just another coin. But as you study it closely, you notice the tiniest detail, something different, something unusual. That single detail could transform the coin into a life-changing discovery, capable of making you a millionaire overnight. That is the thrill behind the legend of this coin. Collectors worldwide have long hunted for the rarest forms of the 1984 quarter. Auction houses have become battlegrounds where fortunes are exchanged as bidders drive prices higher and higher in pursuit of these elusive treasures. Stories abound of quarters once dismissed as pocket change selling for amounts that could buy mansions, luxury cars, or priceless works of art. The excitement surrounding these coins is not just about money. It is about history, rarity, and the chance to own something truly extraordinary. The inscriptions themselves give this coin even more meaning. Liberty reminds us of freedom. Indiana God, we trust, speaks of faith, and e pluribus unum, out of many, one, captures the unity of the nation. But for the lucky owner of a rare 1984 quarter, these words also symbolize prosperity and destiny. They turn a small piece of metal into a beacon of hope, a reminder that even the simplest objects can carry unimaginable power. The deeper message of the 1984 quarter is that fortune often hides in plain sight. Millions of people handled these coins without a second thought, never realizing the possibility they held. They were spent on coffee, groceries, or bus fares. Yet among them, a few carried secrets worth millions. That is what makes this coin so magical. It teaches us that the ordinary should never be underestimated. Over the years, the legend of the 1984 quarter has continued to grow, inspiring both seasoned collectors and curious newcomers. The idea that wealth and destiny can rest in the palm of your hand keeps people searching, keeps them dreaming. Every 1984 quarter inspected under a magnifying glass is another chance at a miracle, a chance to uncover the extraordinary hiding in plain sight. In the end, the 1984 United States quarter dollar is more than currency. It is a symbol of possibility, destiny, and hidden fortune. It reminds us that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest power. So if you ever find a 1984 quarter in your possession, do not spend it lightly. Take a closer look, study its details, because it just might be the very coin that transforms your life and turns you into a billionaire overnight. Would you like me to recraft this into a dramatic YouTube narration script with the 1986 United States quarter dollar, inscribed with the proud words "E pluribus unum," liberty, and "In God we trust," may appear as an ordinary piece of pocket change to most people. But in truth, certain rare examples of this coin carry a value that can reach into the millions. It is a coin that symbolizes both America's history and the unpredictable power of fortune. For decades, it has circulated quietly through countless hands, yet hidden within certain versions of the 1986 quarter lies the possibility of unimaginable wealth, enough to make an ordinary person a billionaire overnight. The allure of the 1986 quarter comes not from its face value, but from its hidden secrets. Minting errors, special variations, and pristine, uncirculated conditions are the very details that can transform a coin from simple change into a fortune. To a casual spender, a quarter is a tool for vending machines or bus fares. But to a trained collector, the 1986 quarter can be a doorway to riches beyond comprehension. That is why every coin hunter, every numismatist, dreams of stumbling upon one of these extraordinary pieces. Imagine pulling a dusty jar of old coins from your closet and finding a 1986 quarter resting among the pile. At first glance, it's nothing special until you notice a tiny difference, a rare detail, or perhaps its flawless preservation. In that moment, what was once worth only 25 cents suddenly becomes an object of desire worth millions. That single discovery could change your life, rewriting your story in ways you never thought possible. Auction houses across the world have witnessed the magic of rare quarters like the 1986. The bidding starts modestly, but as collectors recognize the uniqueness, the numbers rise: 50,000, 100,000, a million, and beyond. The room holds its breath, And when the gavel finally falls, the humble quarter becomes more valuable than luxury estates, exotic cars, or priceless works of art. This is the extraordinary world where a simple American coin becomes a global treasure. The inscriptions themselves add another layer of meaning. Words like liberty and in God we trust are not just patriotic symbols. They're reminders of the values that America was built upon. For the fortunate person who discovers the rare 1986 quarter, those words also become prophetic, symbolizing freedom, trust, and unimaginable prosperity. It is a coin that carries both history and destiny in its metallic shine. The deeper message of the 1986 quarter is clear. Never dismiss the ordinary. Millions of people use this coin for decades without realizing what it could become. It might have been exchanged for groceries, gas, or a cup of coffee, yet somewhere a rare one was hiding, waiting for the right person to recognize it. This possibility, that fortune can be disguised as everyday change, is what makes the story of this quarter so captivating. Over the years, the 1986 quarter has earned a reputation as one of the hidden treasures of American coinage. It is not just about financial gain. It is about the dream of discovery. The idea that wealth could be sitting in your pocket or lying unnoticed in a drawer keeps collectors searching tirelessly. Every 1986 quarter examined under a magnifying glass is a chance at history, a chance at destiny, and a chance at fortune. In the end, the 1986 United States quarter dollar is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of possibility. It teaches us that within the ordinary lies the extraordinary, that wealth can hide in plain sight, and that destiny sometimes comes in the smallest forms. If you ever come across a 1986 quarter, do not spend it carelessly. Look, the 1989 United States quarter dollar, marked with the eternal words E pluribus unum, liberty, and in God we trust, is more than a simple piece of currency. To most people, it seems like just another coin used for everyday spending, tossed into pockets, change jars, or vending machines. But hidden within this particular year of minting are quarters that have captured the imagination of collectors and dreamers alike. Some rare versions of the 1989 quarter have reached values so high that they are now spoken of as coins capable of making their owners millionaires overnight. What makes the 1989 quarter so fascinating is the fact that not all were struck the same. While millions rolled off the minting presses, a handful came with unique differences, errors, variations, or preserved in flawless condition. That turned them into treasures. These small differences, invisible to the casual spender, are everything to collectors. To hold one of these rare quarters is to hold a fortune disguised as 25 cents. That possibility keeps people searching relentlessly, hoping to uncover the extraordinary in what seems so ordinary. Imagine the thrill of rummaging through an old box of coins at home and pulling out a 1989 quarter that you had long forgotten. At first, it feels insignificant, just another coin among many. But under closer inspection, you realize its features match those of a rare collector's prize. Suddenly, the coin in your hand is no longer pocket change. It is a golden ticket, a piece worth millions, a symbol of destiny calling at your doorstep. Auction houses and private collectors have long known the allure of quarters like the 1989 issue. When one of these rare coins surfaces, the bidding wars are fierce. Prices climb rapidly as wealthy collectors compete, each desperate to own a piece of numismatic history. By the time the hammer drops, the value of this small coin surpasses the cost of luxury cars, sprawling estates, and even rare jewels. That is the extraordinary power of rarity, and the 1989 quarter has it in abundance. The coin's engravings only add to its mystique. Liberty represents freedom. Indiana, God we trust, speaks of faith, and E pluribus unum, out of many, one, reminds us of unity. Together, these words give the coin both a patriotic soul and a prophetic power. For the person lucky enough to possess the right 1989 quarter, those words take on new meaning. Freedom from financial struggle, trust in destiny, and unity between the ordinary and the extraordinary. The deeper lesson of this coin is that fortune often